Thank you, sir. I now request our director to please welcome the guest by giving him a sapling. Thank you. As many of you know that Professor Khanna was ex-director of CSIR-NEERI, and he was a very visionary director, very much ahead of times. And today we celebrate, and this lecture is basically a tribute to Professor Khanna as he expired on August 14, 2024. A little brief about Professor Khanna. He was born on July 14, 1942, and he did his previous early education in BE and ME as well as PhD from University of Roorkee. He completed his CSc in Environmental Engineering and made please give a welcome address on this occasion. Sir.
Good morning to all, and all are welcome to this Khanna Memorial Lecture. I think there are now even in NEERI, there are very few persons remaining active in NEERI who knew Professor Khanna as director. Probably I can see superannuated people who know him very well. I am one of them, about to superannuate next year. So, on the verge of this whole generation is getting out of NEERI. Anyway, point is that Professor Khanna was director of this institute for 12 years. Exceptional capabilities, exceptional talents, a very good communicator, prolific orator, prolific writer, very professional. Technically, very sound because his career, it speaks, he was through and through. He was first married from engineering and like everywhere. And as a director also he was on board. He always thought ahead of time. He started biotechnology when there was no word biotechnology around. He started AI. He started many cleaner technology, risk minimization. You take any current topics of environment, and he had thought it in 90s. And he made government system like NEERI to work like a corporate system. Obviously, such personalities will have some controversial things also. He had, but those were sidelined because of his covering other things, covering personalities. And whatever NEERI is today, just we are using the momentum which was given to this institute by Professor Khanna. We have to just put our hands properly and NEERI will keep on getting its projects, NEERI will keep on getting its R&D. This kind of, so NEERI, whatever importance NEERI has today in judiciary, in regulatory agencies, in different ministries, it is the gift of Professor Khanna. We should not forget that. And he was visionary par excellence. He used to think ahead of time, he used to plan, and he was very strict. All of us, most of us right now who are there in NEERI since 1990s, we are all trained by Professor Khanna, and we are glad and we are proud of that. I am director of NEERI today. Very frankly, on this open forum, I tell you, we are nowhere near Professor Khanna as director. Nowhere near Professor Khanna. And that is the only tribute I can have to him by saying that we are just sitting in the chair, nothing more than that, with the circumstances which made us director, but we are nowhere near Professor Khanna. I don't have to say anything more than this, because his all credentials, whatever NEERI you see is all his credentials. Others we are just pushing it only with our capabilities and efficiency, that's all. So with this, I wanted to tell all these things to all of you, because many of you may not be knowing who the person is and why we commemorate this day, because on 14th of August 2004 he expired, he left us. But he left a deep impression on NEERI. Now whenever NEERI is discussed, whether people like Professor Khanna or not, discussion on NEERI is not complete without you refer Professor Khanna, and that itself speaks about his tenure in Navy. So with this, I stop here. I welcome, and we are lucky to have Professor Shiv, who is right now heading IGNOU Center at Nagpur. He is vice chancellor there, and he is the man who does a lot of experiments. And I thought that about education policies and environment. And I will, if you remember, some of you, that I referred sometimes I was in Central Jail to address the jail people about the environment on, I think, was National Science Day. That was all arranged by Shiv. He is regularly arranging lectures in jail, regular courses in jail, even to the prisoners who are sentenced. And most of them are life sentences, and some of them are even death penalties. And he made them to start work on, start reading. He made them to start getting educated. And all of them are coming of his life. So that is his spirit. That's why I thought that you need a visionary to even remember another vision. So thank you very much, and I welcome Professor Shiv. Please.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome address. As sir has already mentioned, we are very privileged to have Dr. P. Shivaswarup with us as our chief guest. So I'd like to just briefly introduce you all. Dr. P. Shivaswarup obtained his PhD in chemistry from Andhra University, the Best Thesis Award that was followed by postdoctoral work at the University of Hyderabad. He is presently Regional Director of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center at Nagpur. And under his jurisdiction, he is working on 14 districts of Vidarbha as well as Marathwada. He is involved in providing education to the deprived section of the society. Sir has already mentioned his exemplary work with the prisoners, but apart from that, he is also involved with tribal people, rural women, commercial sex workers, etc. And he is also ensuring 100% job opportunities for tribal people in different parts of Vidarbha. He has initiated different vocational skill certificate programs for prisoners, which is first of its kind in the country. He has also used radio for teaching prisoners. He is making best of his efforts to provide health-related courses in interior tribal areas like Baramgarh, Allapalli, and Gadchiroli district. Dr. Swarup has published 36 papers in international journals of high repute. He has also developed one-year PG diploma course in pharmaceutical analytical techniques for enhancing employable skills among chemistry graduates. Recently, Dr. Shivaswarup has been admitted as a Fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, London, and he is also admitted as member of the American Chemical Society, USA. He has so many awards to his credit. I just like to read two more. He has been outstanding. He has received Outstanding Leadership Award at Education 2.0 Conference at Dubai, and also All India First Prize in Distance Education category at New Code of Education Awards 2021. He has been very privileged to have the National Gold Medal for Best Services Regional Centers through the hands of Mr. N. Venkaiah Naidu, Honorable Vice President of India in 2009. I'm sure I'll go on and on because there is so much to tell about him. But with this very brief introduction, I'll request you all to please welcome the chief guest with a round of applause and welcome him.
Good morning, friends. Respected Dr. Vaidya, Director of CSIR-NEERI, Prakash Kumbare, all the dignitaries, scientists, students, and teacher friends. At the outset, I thank the organizing committee and the director for giving me this opportunity to stand before you and share some of my ideas on this topic. So, Today we are standing here to remember Professor Khanna, a visionary environmental educationist. He is multi-talented. He was environmentalist and also an educationist. As Sir has already told, he was visionary. And I should say he was institutional builder. That is what was said. He developed NEERI on its own footing so that today it is having its own moving ahead. Here I remember we also have our foundation founder vice chancellor Professor Ram Reddy Memorial Lecture on his death anniversary every year. Professor Ram Reddy was the known as father of open university system in the country, and he developed several countries to have their own open universities also. So I feel I'm honored to be here. Professor Khanna being educationist also, I thought that you have heard about the national education policy which has come into place 3 years ago, and it is going to change the education scenario of the country in a very significant manner. So I thought of discussing it and how it will impact the education environment in the country, and also how it will change the environmental education in the country. Because I am in NEERI, I thought that we should connect it to this aspect. So you can see, as in his brief introduction it was said, he joined in 1967 at University of Roorkee, and then in 1977 at IIT Bombay, and in 1987 at NEERI. And after retirement also, he continued as director of Indian Institute of Environmental Management, Mumbai. So out of his 37 years career, 25 years he was into teaching, 12 years he was at NEERI, and he made a epoch-making direction to all the institutions wherever he was. He was more known for his environment impact and assessment studies, which brought international recognition to NEERI for this aspect. And also, he started common effluent treatment plants. Being a chemistry person, I know, we studied how financially it will be difficult for small and medium enterprises, industries to have the effluent treatment plants. And it was his vision to have the common effluent treatment plants, which has brought these treatment plants into the reach of the small and medium enterprises, the industries. So with this tribute, let us move. Many of you might have heard about the National Education Policy 2020. It has several new concepts. The vision of this policy is to bring the education system rooted in Indian ethos. You might have heard the Indian education system was brought in by Britishers, Macaulay system, where they wanted a clerical staff for running their administration. So this NEP 2020 plans to bring back the Indian ethos into the education system. And the principle of this policy is to develop good human beings through education, to capable of rational thought, action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper, creative imagination, with sound ethical moorings and values. This is the principle of the NEP. And the major changes they brought in is flexibility. It is very important. Till now, it is the university or college or the teacher will decide what to teach, what the student will learn. But this NEP says the student will decide what he or she wants to study. That is a paradigm shift in the basic focus of the education. And we know many times an engineering student wants to study history. That is not allowed in present conditions. Whereas NEP will allow, and that's why they made no hard separations between arts and sciences, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. Very important meaning in this sentence is, if a person is interested in basketball, he can do some course in basketball also. and earn credits, and that will be counted for their degree. They need not be restricted to only academic studies. If someone is interested in dance, they can learn dance and get a certificate, online certificate. That also I will come to next stage. And multidisciplinarity and a holistic education. It says a student, now a BS student can study only a art subject. He or she cannot do any science subject or commerce subject. But this NEP envisages they can do any course whatever they want. And how it is possible? Many times our ideas they are very idealistic in writing, but implementing them makes a lot of difference. So there are more practical aspects also included in the NEP. So the NEP 2020 changes in school to higher education also. In school education, till now our schools start from first standard onwards. Even though we have KG1, KG2, it is in their private schools only, not government institution. They offer KG1, KG2, etc. Whereas the government NEP 2020 has envisaged that the preschool education also becomes part of the formal education. There will be 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. Now we have into 10 plus 2 plus 3 system. 10 plus, then plus 2, then 3 years degree or 4 years degree, whatever it is. Then there will be formative assessment. Throughout studies, you will be assessed. Till now, we have only a final exams where the marks are counted. Similarly, there will be multilingualism. You might have read in paper that BTech is offered in Marathi medium by ACT, which we never thought that it will be there. And flexibility in choice of subjects. At school level also, one can choose subjects. And respect for diversity and school complexes. Coming to higher education, the bachelor's degree, BSc or BA or BCom, it is up to 3 years only now. But NEP suggests such persons will be given a diploma certificate so that their 2 years effort will be credited and recorded on the digital format that they completed certificate or diploma. And after that, they can restart their studies and continue further based on the diploma certificate. So it is also there. Recently, there was a news in newspaper that the IIT Bombay has started BSc Engineering. Those who completed 3 years BTech and left over, dropped out, they will be given BSc Engineering. This is what multiple entry exit. Academic bank of credit, it is also very important aspect. I will explain in the later slides. So we all know this young generation, they are multi-talented. They are into hyper-speed network. Their energy is to be streamlined for the benefit of the nation. So that's why UGC has said, young generation they can do UL degree also. A person with BTech can do BA or BCom also, whatever he or she wants. Their interest they can pursue simultaneously. That's what the UGC says. And it is a learner-centric education. As I said, till now, teacher used to decide. The NEP says it will be learner will decide. Of course, first year I will do in Institute of Science, second year I will do from Bombay University, third year I will do from Delhi University. All these will be credited together and they will get a degree. Till now it is not possible. If they studied first year in BSc in Institute of Science, they will discontinue. They have to leave Nagpur. So now it is not needed. They can continue wherever. Or second year BA history they can study, third year BTech engineering or whatever it is they can study. They can get a final degree. That is what it is meant, learner-centric education. And as I said, no separate hard separation between art sciences, between curricular, extracurricular, between vocational academic streams. If someone wants to do welding or electrician course in ITI, they can also do it. And they say, by listening to all this, we get confused. These are all imaginative. And the NEP wants such imaginative curriculum only. Because they say that we should not restrict the youth to our pre-decided directions. They should be allowed to think in multiple directions as per their choice. And future shape of a university or a college. Now there are several colleges in Nagpur. For example, Islam College or Morris College or Institute of Science. All will get a degree from Nagpur University. In future, these colleges will award the degrees. So a student will get an Institute of Science degree, student will get a Morris College degree, and they need not be a Nagpur University degree. That is what autonomous degree granting colleges will come in. And single stream higher education institutions will be phased out. The government wants, the system wants multidisciplinary institutions. Like medical universities, technological universities, IIT Bombay offers only engineering courses, isn't it? There are now Chennai IIT, they are starting a BA degree through online, which was not imagined by anyone in the previous days. James Delhi will start the engineering course in their own premises. So all these are multidisciplinary. We call it multidisciplinary education research universities, MERUs. Economic bank of credit is very important concept. We all know 10 years back, if we want to withdraw money from a bank, we have to go to the bank without checkbook and give it, stand in the queue. Then they used to give a token and we have to wait for taking money. But that has changed drastically. Today, you take your ATM card, enter to any bank ATM and you can withdraw money, isn't it? No need to go to your own bank itself. You can go to any bank. The same concepts applicable for the Economic Bank of Credit. If you do a first year degree from Nagpur, it will be entered into Economic Bank of Credit maintained by Ministry of Education, Government of India. So if you do second year from Bombay University, that also will be entered into your ABC account. Similarly, your third year also, if you do from Guwahati or Delhi, that also will be entered. If it shows that all your credits are complete, you will be awarded degree. Understood? Economic Bank of Credit is also a very visionary concept of crediting them. Coming to gross enrollment ratio, the government feels that it makes a statistics of those in the age group of 17 to 23 age group who are eligible for higher education after 10+2. How many are studying in colleges? This statistic shows that pink color ellipse that shows around 27.1% people are only into college system. 72.9% youngsters, they are not studying in any college or university. In spite of having around 1500 universities and around 60,000 colleges in the country. So they want to improve this gross enrollment ratio to 50% through NEP to 50 by 2035. So one concept to meet out this demand, as I said, for 27% we have 1500 colleges and 60,000, 1500 universities and 60,000 colleges. For nearly another 4 times, we need 6,000 universities and around 2.5 lakh colleges, which is not possible, economically viable for the country because country has different priorities. So open and distance learning is used as a alternative. So the colleges and universities also can offer open and distance learning and online education programs also. Earlier it was any one degree only. Now UGC has allowed both degrees. They can do one regular degree and one online degree or open distance learning degree also. One can do if they are interested. And any student will have a doubt, sir, whether the degree is recognized or not. That's why UGC has said whether it is conventional degree, open distance learning degree or online degree, all are equal. That's why UGC has started accreditation of open universities also. Because accreditation is a standard benchmark to see whether the quality is up to mark or not. That's why they started this also. Being into a scientific institution, I thought that speak about isomerism. You know, being most of you know, isomerism is having the same formula but different properties. So chemical isomerism, you know, C2H2Cl2, cis and trans dichloroethanes, they have different properties. Similarly, in Puranas also we have isomerism, like Vali and Sugriva, you all know the story. Sugriva is known for soft skills and Vali is known for as a villain, isn't it? But both are of same structure, same shape. Even Rama could not identify who is Vali, who is Sugriva, isn't it? So that is isomerism. Similarly, in education also we have isomerism ODL. That means one ODL stands for open and distance learning, another ODL stands for online and digital learning. Okay? Online digital learning means everything on mobile. You did not get anything in physical form. It is like that. So to offer all universities, all institutions, they are allowed to offer ODL programs, whether it is open distance learning or online learning programs. So even NEERI, I think you have the institute, academic institution stature. So you also can offer programs of environmental nature to the students online, so that anyone from anywhere in the country or anywhere in the globe, they can take courses and they can take its credit for their degree. A BSc chemistry student from Institute of Science, they can take environment pollution or air pollution course from you, or effluent treatment course from you, and they can add their credit to their degree, like that. So, coming to the next topic of future environmental education, as I said, we all know environment education is not limited to labs, it is for everyone. You can see the tribals go green, give up cremations and embrace burials. Instead of burning the wood, they converted to burials. And right side is also this good. Delhi priests given training to prevent pollution in Yamuna. They are given eco-friendly materials. They are told how to use them, how to sensitize the people, how to use we know the Ganga cleaning is major project through NEERI. So like that, every river, the Delhi government has started giving training to priests who are there on the Yamuna river banks, conducting the religious programs. They are given training how to use the eco-friendly items. So it shows the environment concern is not limited to laboratories or to textbooks. It is a day-to-day event, either to normal man or to high-level administration. There are two types of learning. Just I want to give you a feedback. Formal learning, where all our college students they do. After 10th they join for 11th. After 12th they join for degree, like that. It is a very formal. Informal learning, which happens for majority people. It is a lifelong process. From our daily learning experience, we learn our resources from his or her environment and family and neighbors, the culture, the sanskar, what we get from our family, that is informal learning. There is no textbook or no syllabus for you. Your own family will teach you. If your parents respect your elders, your grandparents, then you also respect. That is a culture. There is no syllabus. It is informal learning. If they do Tulsi Puja, you also will do. Okay, like that. That is informal learning. Work and play, marketplace, library and mass media. The library and mass media example I will give you. The live examples. So this is a live example of informal learning. We conduct National Science Day for our present students. In 2005 also we conducted. We conducted science quiz in association with Indian Science Congress Nagpur chapter. And I was wondering how they will answer science questions, of course, up to 10th standard. All questions were answered. Very interesting question they not answered is, at that time in 2015, was, the question was, where is NEERI? No one knows. They are simply sitting opposite to NEERI only. Because they might not have given attention to that. But in 2023, when we conducted, I intentionally added that question. Many people answered that question. So that shows the popularity of NEERI. So they answer the questions through newspaper. They get newspapers every day. They have TV, Doordarshan. So they watch. So this is an example of informal learning. Recently, we conducted Science Day competition. Even posters also we conducted an essay writing competition, in which I am thankful to Dr. Vaidya sir for giving accepting our invitation and presenting the certificates to them. You can see the left side posters, how they drawn. And one of their posters got national prize also at Delhi, because among all the students across the country, they got one essay also they got prize. So this is a sort of informal learning, and also it shows the concern of environment at every level of the society, not to the educated people. Okay. In olden days, men and nature, they were living in harmony, but with industrialization, I should say the environmental concern started with industrial revolution. Maybe 300 years back, we started exploiting the nature to get more from the nature. As Mahatma Gandhi has said, nature has for everyone's need, but not for greed. So it happened, and there is a perennial controversy between development and environment. We have seen in several times. So, environmental education is a complex interdisciplinary subject. It is not a physics or chemistry or English literature. It is a complex subject involving various disciplines. It considers all aspects of environment, from social, political. If people want to be displaced from forest areas because they give space to tigers, there will be a lot of issues, social issues. People will say how you can displace us from our place of living. To political, economical, aesthetic, spiritual and scientific aspects, several issues. The training given to Delhi priests, it is a spiritual issue. People should accept if they want to change something from to some other thing, like that. And even though it is there in environment education in several years, in several decades, but still it is not so effective. There are different surveys. USCA teachers, they said, overcrowded curriculum, lack of resources, low priority for environment education, and limited access to outdoors. Students are always forced to sit in the classroom and study. And according to a feedback study in Maharashtra and 12th level science projects, they said students are more focused into professional competitive exams. We all know 11th, 12th, those who are from engineering background, they can say how much science they studied. Very less. They are focused into competitive examinations, like that. So, one aspect is environmental education is ever changing. We cannot design a syllabus 20 years back and ask them to study today. It has changed. And today's concerns are different. So it is ever changing, and it deals with interdependence of nature and built environment, and also the connection between current actions and future effects. What we do today, it may affect after 20 years. So we have to think of that. So various education commissions, they also encourage, they also mentioned Kothari Commission in 1966 and National Policy on Education in 1986. They both also emphasize, but the NEP 2020 has given more emphasis, and it says, see, curricular integration of essential subjects, like certain subject skills and capacity should be learned by all students, even though there is multidisciplinarity. Some common subjects every student should learn. In that environment is also one concept. And it should include the contemporary subjects, even in B.Ed program, because teachers are the most crucial agent for bringing any change. So it is part of the B.Ed curriculum also. Future classroom transformation, when we think of future environmental education, we should think for how the future classroom will change. The last century, it was a teacher-centered education. As I said, teacher will decide what to teach. He may say, today I will teach you the French Revolution. Every student has to listen, whether they are interested or not. Isn't it? Many students may feel it. But in future, it will be student-centered and teacher is a facilitator. Some student may say, sir, I want to know about Jar emperors in Russian country. So teacher has to show them the resource where it can be available. They need not force. Like that. Students are working in isolation in a classroom. Pin drop silence is maintained. Every student has to do their own work. Whereas in future, students will work in a collaborative manner because it is online learning. We all felt during Corona time the online learning. So it is a collaborative. Even if you don't know, you can ask someone else. What is that? And as I said, collaborative learning. Even a student from Sydney in Australia can collaborate with the NEERI scientists to do his project. That is what collaborative learning. Earlier, he used to come to Nagpur and do it. But now through technology, any student anywhere in the globe, they can have a collaborative work. A student in Gadchiroli can work on tribals of Gadchiroli. A student in Jhabua will work on tribals in Jhabua. Both can work together and get a project work done. That is possible nowadays because of the technology. So the collaborative learning is also a new scenario. Blended learning, where you will have traditional classroom less, more into a practical activities. That is also expected. This picture is very crucial. There are so many e-resources. You can see in the picture, he has more than 100 ladders. He don't know how to use it. By using simply one ladder vertically, he can look other side of the wall, but he don't know how to use the resource. Okay? This is the situation today. We have hundreds of resources online. We don't know how to use them. Many times, social media also makes a lot of difference. Students, they are diverted to maybe bad effects or ill effects of the social media. They can use it for constructive way, positive way for their future. So we have several science education programs starting from 6 months. As I said, these programs anyone can join. That's why we have programs like environment studies, energy technology management, solid waste treatment, solid waste management, healthcare waste management, like that. And we have a PG certificate in climate change also, which is the latest topic. As I said, environment subject is a ever evolving subject you can do. And this is one aspect. And thank you very much for listening to me. It's a pleasure. If you have anyone have any questions, you can ask.
The whole policy seems to be very confusing. A young student has to jump from subject to subject and institute to institute. So it just imbalance of his mental capacity.
Sir, one thing I want to say, it is true, a young mind person like to get confused, the youngster also will get confused. But this is an option given. This is an option given, no compulsion. If a student wants, that when my daughter studied BA psychology, she has 5 colleagues, 3 have discontinued their BTech in the 3rd year. They said that, and 2 discontinued their MBBS. They said that they are not interested in their subject, but their parents have pressurized them to do BTech or MBBS. So they drop out. When they fail in all the subjects in the 2 years, they are automatically shunted out. For such people, now they can do BTech also and they can do simultaneously psychology. They can cherish their personal desire and also the parental desire, whatever it is. So the flexibility is given. There are more choices given to the student, not decided by the teacher. Anything else from students? Of course, we get clarity from confusion only. So at least they should know that we have a confusion. Then it will start for getting a clarification. Sir.
It's a quick comments about this. In fact, contrary to his remark, I appreciate this is the future. One thing, I was working with some universities about the syllabus. So they have an option to leave after say 2 years and 3 years. And when I have gone through the syllabus, it was very complicated for them to decide the syllabus. My only concern and my suggestion was that say in a chemical engineering, if somebody is opting out after 2 years and he's getting some kind of a certificate. So I asked them whether have you ensured that they have given at least a glimpse of something which is very fundamental and very essential to the chemical engineering. And then they were shocked. They said, yes, we have to go reverse and to find out that if a student leaves after 2 years or 3 years, he's at least getting a glimpse. Otherwise, sometimes what happens is all the important subjects are in the 4th year and 3rd year. That's number one. And second thing, this is really good, but we should do a very good counseling to the students because I remember my daughter coming one day and she says, I want to take up forensic science. I said, fine, let's discuss. What do you want to do? And later on, I came to know that somebody came from the forensic science institution to promote them. And he has shown actually the Hollywood movies that look, it is so challenging. It's like a space science and all. And 90% of the students opted for this thing. So there requires a really good counseling what subjects to be opted because they are little nascent brain and they may not be able to grasp it. But it was a fantastic lecture. I truly appreciate this.
Very true. As Shukla said, the students are also get confused about what choice to be taken. Anyway, it is taking up, as you said, especially for undergraduate programs, the syllabus is designed by UGC. We call it choice-based credit system, CBCS. So they made a standardized syllabus across the country. First year some subjects, second year some subjects, third year some subjects. So it is in place now. Like after 1 year, if they leave, they will get a certificate in science, a BSc first year student. After second year, they will get a diploma in science after second year if they want to leave, like that. So it is going on. So the student should be clear, and more than that, the teachers also should be clear about the options in NEP. Then only they can guide students properly. Thank you.
It's a nice talk on NEP. And what I'm just wondering is, in future, if an organization has to advertise for a post, how will they define educational qualifications? Because it will be multi-talented. How to define an educational qualification for an environmental scientist? Let us for an industry. Those boundaries are not what? How to define that educational qualification?
It is a question to be thought of. Because we cannot say from here, depending on the requirement. That's why there should be a correlation between the interaction between various academic institutions and the end products. All these students who get graduation, they will be absorbed in somewhere else, maybe some private institution or government institution. There should be a coordination and correlation. What input the colleges are releasing into the market and how they are used to the needs of the or objectives of the institution. That is to be planned. And so you asked, I remember when I was at Hyderabad, we invited Satyan Computers Vice President for a lecture. He said, that Swarup, we don't need any person who is doing what work we are doing in the Satyan Computers. The student should know the basics, what they studied. They should understand the basics of the subject, what they studied. Then we will train them to our needs. So, I advise all the students to study thoroughly whatever you are studying in your syllabus, understand the concepts, the fundamentals, principles, then you will be trained in the respective institutions. So try to do that. That will be a better advice for you. Thank you.
So very good lecture, and of course, I just wanted to sum up one thing is that it is basically opened up the possibilities. Nothing is fixed at present. But the rider of the present education system has been taken off. It has opened the possibilities. It doesn't mean that a BA person should do chemical engineering or
Yes.
it is a possibility, one of the possibilities, and those possibilities which are workable will survive. And it will have its own system that will get evolved throughout the experiences. But as rightly said, our education institutions, research institutions, and corporates, they have to decide on what is their requirement. And the major concern is that the education should be pro-employment, pro-business, pro-entrepreneurship, and it should not be only a degree kind of education. It should be skill-based, and wherever is required, that all those things, that matrix has to be developed by all of us. It has only opened the possibilities. It's like a quantum system. All possibilities do exist. The best possible system will survive. Obviously, it will emerge of its own.
Very.
Because we are seeing the same thing when 91, when the system was globalization, or we are open to global systems. There was rider of the monopolistic things were removed from Indian economy. And we were into global competition. Same thing happened. Nobody knew actually what we meant by globalization. It started taking its shape automatically. And obviously, everybody knows that in the late 90s, a banking expert was paid equivalent to CEO of a software company. Because software companies did not have a knowledge on banking, and banker did not have anything to do with software. And still, he was paid almost equivalent to CEO because he had all the knowledge of it. So the things are getting into skill based, and therefore this education policy is likely to support such combinations, but these combinations have to evolve. So that is, I stop here. Of course, these are my comments, not the final words. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very, very detailed presentation and providing insights about the impact of National Education Policy 2020 and its future in environmental education. I think there have been a lot of questions and discussion that are very thought-provoking and will find its way in the future. Thank you also for understanding and highlighting the importance of environmental education that is necessary for right from the common man to high-level administrator. I really feel happy to see that many of these points will be very interesting and important for these young generation of students, especially the insight that you provided on flexibility and no hard representation regarding subjects. You can choose what you want, and also multidisciplinarity and holistic education approach that will also facilitate and fulfill ambitions of the young generation that are sitting here. Students will decide the path they want to study. Vibrant multidisciplinary education and research units will again be an important aspect of this. Academic bank of credit that you highlighted, sir, that is ABC, is again something new that we are getting across. Equivalence of degrees, either from conventional, ODN, or online, are important aspects, and so many other aspects that we discussed. We again thank you for your very thought-provoking presentation. And now, as a token of gratitude, I will request our director to please present a memento to the chief guest. Thank you so much, sir. With this, we are towards the end of the Professor Khanna Memorial Lecture for 2023. I request Prakash Kumar sir to please place vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries, students, teachers, fellows, scientists, invitees, ex-scientists. आज जो एक्चुअली में स्टूडेंट्स बैठे तो बस मैं दो चीजें दोहरा रहा हूँ, मतलब जो सर ने कही है अपने लेक्चर में। एक तो उन्होंने ये कहा कि जो भी होना चाहिए वो आपके इंटरेस्ट से होना चाहिए, जो मैं समझा, ठीक है ना। एनईपी में जो उसका बैकबोन है या पिलर है, आपके इंटरेस्ट से होना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है एनईपी इसलिए लाया गया है क्योंकि जो आपके इंटरेस्ट से होगा उसमें आप ज्यादा आउटपुट दे पाएंगे। मतलब कोई चीज आपके थोपी नहीं जा रही है, आपके मन से होगा। अभी तक ऐसा था कि सिलेबस आपके थोपा गया है, जैसे आप सिलेबस यूनिट 1, यूनिट 2, यूनिट 3, यूनिट 4, अगर यूनिट 1, यूनिट 2 जैसे आप लोग स्टडी करते हैं, आप में से बहुत मतलब साल भर स्टडी करने वाले होंगे, कुछ लोग होंगे जो साल भर बहुत लाइटली लेते हैं और जैसे ही समय आता है ना, जैसे एग्जाम आई और एक आध महीने पहले शुरू कर दिया आपने, तो फिर आपके पास या 15 दिन पहले तो समय नहीं होता है, तो यूनिट 1, यूनिट 2, यूनिट 3 हो पाया, यूनिट 4 को मार दो बच्चों, होता है ना इस तरह से। तो मेरे ख्याल से वो एक आपका जो एक रोड लर्निंग जिसको हम बोलते हैं, वो एक शायद इसमें आपको राहत मिली है। और मेरा भी मानना है कि जो चीज आपके इंटरेस्ट में होगी उसमें ज्यादा आउटकम आएगा, ज्यादा आउटपुट आएगा। और दूसरी चीज मैं मानता हूँ एनईपी की जो लेक्चर से मुझे पता चली वो है बाउंड्री। आपके लिए कोई बाउंड्री नहीं है, क्योंकि मेरे कई फ्रेंड्स हैं जिन्होंने बॉटनी में एमएससी किया है, पीएचडी किया है, उन्होंने इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत मतलब अपने आप को कैरियर बहुत अच्छे से एस्टैब्लिश किया है। क्योंकि जब मैं एमएससी कर रहा था और जब हरियाणा यूनिवर्सिटी दिल्ली में गया तो हरियाणा में, तो वहां पे देखा मैंने तो जो बॉटनी वाले लोग थे वो दिल्ली में आके चांदनी चौक में मार्केटिंग करते थे, वहां पे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का मार्केट है, तो वहां पे वो कैपेसिटर और जो भी रेजिस्टेंस क्या क्या लेते थे और बहुत अच्छी अच्छी चीजें वो बनाते थे और वो मार्केट में बेचते थे। मतलब जो टेली का आपका जो टीवी का इंडस्ट्री है जो है, तो कहने का मतलब वो चीजें चली आ रही है, लेकिन एजुकेशन में और सिस्टम में कोई स्थान नहीं था। हम उनसे मजाक करते थे कि भाई साहब आपका बॉटनी है लेकिन आप ये किस तरह इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग में काम कर रहे हैं। लेकिन वो देखते थे हम जब उनके सैटरडे संडे जब हॉस्टल में जाते थे उनके, तो बोर्ड वगैरह जो है चीजें बना के बहुत खूबसूरती से और उसको एक प्रोडक्ट का रूप देने का प्रयास करते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है दो चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सिस्टम में, एक है बाउंड्री जो आपके लिए नहीं है और दूसरी चीज है जो आपके इंटरेस्ट से चलेगा, है। और सर ने जो बताया एक है वो एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग, तो वो भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि सिलेबस को पढ़ना और कॉन्सेप्ट को क्लियर करने के लिए आपको एक्टिविटी बेस्ड लर्निंग की जरूरत है, इसलिए कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर। तो मुझे लगता है आप लोगों के लिए नेरी में हमेशा वेलकम है, आप आएंगे। तो सर आपका बहुत बहुत थैंक्स जो ये लेक्चर दिया आपने, और मुझे लगता है कि स्टूडेंट जो भी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस के और आईसीएमई के जो इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं उन्होंने बहुत बेनिफिट लिया होगा। और हमें भी अच्छा लगता है जो मेरे साथ जो साइंटिस्ट है या मेरे समकक्ष जो है कि हमारी एजुकेशन लर्निंग सिस्टम हमारे समय की जो हम भी वही सिलेबस, आपको क्यों दोष दें, हम भी वही थे कि सिलेबस में जो है वही यूनिट 1 में ये हुआ कि नहीं, वो हुआ कि नहीं, 2 में हुआ, 3 में हुआ, चलता। और फिर देखते होंगे आप आए दिन पेपर में आता है तो शायद अब पेपर में आना बंद होगा कि बहुत आप रोना धोना करते हैं सिलेबस से बाहर का आ गया। लेकिन कई बार देखेंगे आपके सिलेबस से बाहर का आता नहीं, थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट करके क्वेश्चंस कर दिए जाते हैं। तो ऐसा है कि अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आपको कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर होंगे तो जो आप जो चीजें सिलेबस के बाहर की आस मानते हैं या पेपर में आती है और वो न्यूज़पेपर में आप आ जाती है, तो ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं होता। कई बार होता है, कुछ एरर हो सकता है, लेकिन हर बार नहीं हो सकता है। तो मुझे लगता है अगर कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर होंगे तो सिलेबस अपने आप आपको आने लगेगा, है। तो मेरे ख्याल से नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी जो है जो इसी इससे की गई है ताकि आपके लिए कोई बाउंड्री ना हो और आपके इंटरेस्ट से काम हो। सर आपका बहुत थैंक्स जो इसके लिए आपने आज दे रहे हो। मुझे लगता है खन्ना साहब जो हमारे थे जो प्रोफेसर, उनका भी यही था, क्योंकि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट जो टर्म है मेरे ख्याल से वो टर्म है उन्होंने 87 88 में ही यूज की थी। कैरिंग कैपेसिटी एक टर्म है, मेरे ख्याल से आज भी रिलेवेंट है। तो एनवायरनमेंट के जितने कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, क्योंकि इसके लिए विजन होना बहुत जरूरी है, तो आप में से ही कुछ है जो लोग बहुत अच्छा जो एक सब्जेक्ट को लेके आगे बढ़ेंगे, कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स नए भी आप उसको इन्वेंट कर सकते हैं। तो एक अप्रोच पे डिपेंड करता है, बेसिकली ये नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी अप्रोच बेस्ड है। तो सर आपका बहुत बहुत थैंक्स। और डायरेक्टर साहब ने भी जो कंट्रीब्यूशन बताए खन्ना साहब के, तो एक्चुअली जैसे मैंने बताया कि बहुत सारी चीजें उन्होंने रिवाइज की है और जो 87 80s 90s में जो कॉन्सेप्ट उन्होंने सोचे तो आज भी रिलेवेंट है, उसमें अभी वैल्यू एडिशन की जरूरत है, बहुत चीज है, लेकिन जो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है वो भी है। तो मैं निदेशक महोदय का भी बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ और हमारे मुख्य अतिथि का जो उन्होंने हमारे लिए स्पेयर किया समय, और मैं आप सभी का, मेरे जो साथी है और मेरे सभी विभाग अनुभाग और स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स, प्रोफेसर्स और मेरे सभी साथी मेरे से, उन सभी का मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ जो यहाँ पे आप लोग आए। और बाकी मैं किसी को भूल रहा हूँ तो क्षमा चाहता हूँ, लेकिन इसमें सभी का योगदान है इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजन में। और इसी के साथ मैं यहाँ पर कार्यक्रम की समाप्ति की घोषणा करता हूँ और मैं काबिल से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि राष्ट्रगान के साथ हम कार्यक्रम का समापन करेंगे तो मिस्टर को अनुरोध करता हूं।
जनगण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
थैंक यू। मैं सभी को बैठने का अनुरोध करता हूँ। मेरे डिग्नेटरीज को जाने दें।